Hey, it's Ice Age TV. And what are we doing today? Or wait a second. What are we doing tonight? What is tonight's mission of Ice Age TV? Okay, we're on another adventure. Follow me along. And the kid, I don't know, the kid doesn't seem as excited as I am. But we'll see if that changes. Oh, wow, it's dark out. I gotta get the light on me. Is the light shining on me tonight, huh? So, what are we doing tonight? On our adventure, another car adventure evening this time. Rarely do I go on a car adventure in the evening. I'd rather do things in the daytime, but I need some help because I'm not trading anything. I'm buying something. And what am I buying this time, right? And you know what's incredible is I have tried to buy the new Mustang Mach-E 2 times over the last, over a year. You know, when that thing came out last year, I tried to buy one and I couldn't get the deal I wanted. It was just stupid terms and financing rates. So I passed on that, and actually it was the lower battery. I wanted the higher kilowatt battery, which, you know, going off memory, I don't know the exact kilowatt, but it was the lower one, and I wanted the bigger one so I get a little more range out of the car. So I was just like, nah, that ain't meant to be. So then about 4 months later, I drove a Mach-E premium package. Is a California package, really nice, actually really nice car. I really like that car. And it did have the extended range battery. You know, it was just all really what I really wanted. Nice color. So I tried to do a deal on that, and you know, it's kind of the same situation. You know, if anybody follow my channels, you'll see I have a gazillion vehicles. So, you know, I wish I could tell you that, oh, I just have so much money, I just pay for everything cash. You know, that isn't my story. I'm very fortunate where I have relationships with banks, let me buy stuff, and I end up financing it. So yeah, that's a challenge if you have as many vehicles as I have. So once again, you know, in that situation, the banks, they just weren't comfortable and they really didn't want to do a deal. So it came down to, I tried, I really wanted that car, but we just couldn't make the numbers work, and the banks were just like, nah. So I let it go. And at the same time, I've had mixed feelings on the electric, you know, revolution of cars, of, you know, and I've done a lot of research, and, you know, there's a lot to these electric cars that up front you think, hey, get an electric car, I'm not gonna buy any more gas, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, well, at the end of the day, you know, it's a car that, if you're doing long distance traveling, no way. You know, I can't see it. If you're local and you're not doing long, you know, you're doing short trips, yeah, I can see that. But what a lot of people don't understand is when you buy these vehicles, unless you go to a supercharging station and you charge these things, you know, you can charge them rapidly. But if you have your conventional plug at your house, you know, it can take 2 days to charge an 80% drained electric battery, you know. So, I mean, you need to charge up 80% of the battery. That can be a 2-day process. And you think I'm embellishing on that? Yeah, do your research. I'm not. So you need 220 volts, not 120 volts. You need the 220, 240 volt. 240 volt, you're going to get probably 10 hour charge at your home for your car, that if it needs like an 80% battery charge, and you need to buy a supercharger station. So if you're not, I'm an electrical guy, I can do electric. So for me, you know, I can go out and buy the supercharger for my home, and I can put it in and save myself a lot of money. Now, if you're not the electrician and you have to hire a person to come in and do all the work for you, you're gonna probably spend $5,000 on putting a supercharger station in, between buying the upgraded, you know, supercharging station and paying an electrician. I would say very conservative, $4,000 to $5,000, if not $6,000 or $7,000. So, that's something to think about if you're getting ready to buy an electric car, or you go to these supercharging stations at gas stations now or public places, and you're going to have to pay to use it, usually. There's a lot of variables to that. I know that. Tesla has plans. There's so many variables to the electric thing that I'm not here the expert to, have every bit of the criteria of all this stuff, but I kind of know, in general what's going on. So for me, the electric car purchase, for me, to kind of jump to the Mustang Marquis purchase, I've got mixed feelings on it. And for me, I'm more intrigued, I think, of owning one, having the experience with one. And I like challenges. I like the idea of having to set up a supercharger station in my shop. And, I just really like to get the experience because it's the newer technology. But at the same time, too, with all the vehicles I have, do I really have to have one of these in my life? No. But do I need a GT500 in my life? No. Do I need a Bronco in my life? I mean, you can go through the list of all the vehicles I have. Do I have to have those? Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll talk about that all evening on that discussion. So going back to the Mustang Mach-E, I, miraculously have pulled off a deal on a GT, Grabber Blue. And right now, my daughter and I are driving down to the Kuhn Sterling Ford here in Virginia to make the final evaluation and then pick it up and bring it home. Or I'm like, is it really worth it? Now, if you're watching this video at this time on March 9th, 2022, and you go to your local gas station, and you see the $5 gas that's going probably to $6, $7, a lot of people are like, yeah, I'd definitely be looking at an electric car. And for me, once again, is that the driving, reason? Not really, but at the same time, is there incentive? Sure, because I drive a lot of miles. And yeah, if I want to drive around the Mach-E a lot, sure, I can save myself a good amount of money. But is that really the driving force? It's not, I would be lying to you. It's more about me liking to own new things, the greatest, latest things, and to experience that and to see what I get out of that new vehicle. And there's a lot of technology in that vehicle after sitting in it. So I made a video earlier of me test driving the vehicle, which you'll see that. And then I'm going to make another video of me picking it up and bringing it home and share my kind of, basic experience on that. But meanwhile, I'm just trying to kind of give you a heads up that here we are on Ice Age TV, which here's the irony to that. My YouTube channel is dedicated to the internal combustion engine age vehicles, but yet here I am getting ready to go buy my first electric revolution vehicle, EV electric vehicle, even though I've got an F-150 Lightning truck on order, and that will probably come in later this summer, fall. So I'm definitely going to have EV vehicles in my car collection, but I still want to have my Ice Age vehicles as well. So I'm not this radical green person that's on the mission that I have to have everything electric. That's not who I am. Do I think electric technology is neat? I do. Do I think that it's the answer to the world's problems? It's not. But anyways, I'm not going to get on that debate there. It's more about Ford has designed a really neat product. I think it's a really nice product. The looks, even though it's apparently a lot of younger people and certain people just think these things look really badass. I'm not really getting a lot out of that, but I have people tell me, like, no way, man, that thing's really good looking and it's neat and blah, blah, blah. And I'll be the first to raise my hand and say, yeah, it's nice. Is it as badass looking as my Hellcat red eye wide body I had? I don't think so. Is it as badass looking as my GT500? I don't think so. So here we go. Ride along with me as we talk a little bit more about the Mustang Mach-E and the GT that is. And we'll share the excitement of the evening or maybe disappointment. All right, so, talking about the Mustang Mach-E, here the car shortages. It's incredible. It's crazy. It's really crazy that I can buy this car and I could drive it. And if I don't want to keep it, I could turn around and sell it and I wouldn't lose any money. And so I'd be like, oh, yeah, you would. Okay. Well, I'll tell you straight up that I know for a fact right now that wholesalers are paying $10,000 over for these Mustang Mach-E GTs. Meaning, they're paying $10,000 over to dealers to get one because they're going to turn around and flip them and make, probably put another $5,000-$10,000 on top of them when they get them. So there's people out there paying $20,000, and we're not even, we're still early in the game with this Ukraine-Russia war going on. If you don't think that's going to have another impact on supplies, shortages, disruption of fuel, the list goes on and on and on. So the Mustang Mach-E, the Teslas, all these electric vehicles, they're going to be sought after even more now because people are going to be convinced that it's time to move on to electric vehicle when they're paying $6, $7 a gallon for fuel. So the demand for electric vehicles is going to go through the roof. It already is. In all reality, this vehicle I'm buying, it was a factory order. There's already people lined up to buy it. Since I have a relationship with the dealership, I'm getting first choice to buy it because I buy so many vehicles from them. But if I say, I don't want it, it's gone. The next guy is in line to take it right away. So, but let's talk about the Mustang Mach-E GT. People want the GT because it's a performance-oriented electric vehicle that's got a suspension, the tire wheel package, and, they call the unbridled. They apparently have whisper mode. There's 3 different modes. And since I just really looked at this car a few hours ago, the whisper is like the echo mode. And then there is another one, which I can't think of it right now. And then the unbridled one is the performance one. And you'll see in my test drive video, me kind of going through the different modes in that. I never went to the whisper because we know it's going to be pretty mundane. But that unbridled mode, I never even got fully into that vehicle. And the inertia is really, really cool. So I don't get really excited about the look of the interior of that vehicle. To me, it kind of feels, it just doesn't jump out at you. Like when you get in a Land Rover or a Jaguar or a Cadillac or, a high-end vehicle. And this vehicle is very expensive. This vehicle is a $69,000 electric car. Oh my gosh. And sure, go to the Mustang Mach-E, get a real base model, and you'll be in the low 40s. Yes, the lower kilowatt battery, and two-wheel drive versus all-wheel drive, very base package, and that's not bad really. And another nice thing is you get a $7,500 tax credit when you buy these electric vehicles, so that's a nice tax incentive for you to buy, an electric vehicle. So there's a lot of pluses, but there's a lot of minuses too. So as an example, the technology of these things have your nav. When you plug in a destination, it will automatically give you your route and give you the charging stations where you're going to go to along the route, and then give you a estimated time to drive the vehicle, including charging the locations. So as an example, I go to Florida a lot, and that's about a 1,000-mile trip. And I plugged in an address to where I go, and I can usually do that in my ICE vehicles in about 13 to 14 hours, 15 max. And with the Mach-E, it's a 21-hour drive. So if I was to go to Florida in this new Mach-E GT, and keep in mind, the Mach-E GT is not the longest range of the Mustang Mach-E's because it's the GT performance package, and you're losing that distance due to the bigger tires, and just the other variables that go with that GT package take away from the longer distance capability. But anyways, so if I was to take the Marquis GT, it turns into a stay over at a hotel. So you have to say to yourself, okay, if you have to recharge the vehicle 11 times, which, wow, to me that's a lot of recharging. Yikes. If you have to recharge the vehicle 11 times, that's a lot of lost time. And you probably have to get off the beaten path every now and then to find a charging station, is my guess. So, I don't know, part of me says you could probably get away with 9 recharges. I think that they're just being really careful and you not being stuck somewhere because you didn't pace yourself correctly to get there, and you're stuck out on the main road because you didn't find the next charging station in time. But anyways, so for me, being the newbie of this, 11 charges. Is that $3 a charge? Is that $10 a charge? I have no idea. So, look at that guy, no lights. So, okay, let's just say it's $20 a charge. Let's just use that number. I think that's probably high. We'll just go $10 a charge, okay? So $10 a charge, that's $110 in charges. And then if I have to stay over at a hotel with my daughter and I and the dogs, what's that charge? Is that a $150 motel bill? So I'll just say that plus the charge. So you're at $260, $270, maybe at $300. Well, if I take my vehicle and I go 1,000 miles, and let's just say I was getting 20 miles to the gallon, right? Then that's what, 50 gallons of fuel times $6 fuel is $300. So, in that scenario, you really didn't gain anything by driving an electric vehicle if those numbers I just said are accurate. That's a government police officer. So my daughters here are freaking out that we're going down the road. I'm just following everybody else. Everyone's faster than me, but I appreciate the eyes. So in that scenario, I can't see where electric vehicles really rewarding you. Now, local driving, yeah, for sure you're going to be rewarded on local driving if you're, and if you have your own supercharging station. But then there's another variable. You hear so many people talk about, well, your electric bill at your house is going to go up. So there's a lot of variables. But here's the thing. I'm going to buy this Mach-E GT because there's no doubt in my mind I can buy this vehicle. I can get my experience with it. And if I want to turn around and sell it, I can do that. And I don't really think I'm going to take much of a hit. I think I'll be a break even. I can maybe flip it, make some money. That isn't really my goal at this point. But I think I get to experience the new Mach-E GT, which is a very rare vehicle at this time, to the point that this is the 2021 Mach-E, which I need to look at the build date in this vehicle. It'd be very interesting to see when this vehicle was built. And did it sit somewhere for 6 months? Because we're now into March of 2022, and so many years ago, 2021 cars, by the following year, were starting to be discounted heavily to get rid of them because they didn't want 2021s. They had all 2022s in their lot. But yet today, more than ever, you have tons of 2021s coming in because of the chip shortage. So anyways, a lot of information. I'm sure some people are like, yeah. Let's just get to the car, man. Let's go check the car out and see your excitement. Or not so excited. All right, getting close to the dealership and follow me along. All right, here he is. And you know what's incredible? The last time that I was down at Kuhn Sterling Ford at nighttime was we picked up the GT500. So let's go in and check out the vehicle that we're going to pick up here at Kuhn Sterling Ford. Wow. I mean, come on. look at this truck right here. Is that the baddest ass truck sitting here? I think it is. Kid's leaving me. What's the blue? That's so funny. It's like the garage doors are blue. This car's so blue. Grabber blue. For the record, I would probably... Oh, there it is. So now the kid's going to be like, Dad, let's get that instead.
Yeah.
Let's get that, Dad. No, Dad, don't do that, Dad. Don't do that, Dad. Do that, Dad. Right? So, and that's what I was on. 24 hours ago, that right there was the car I was getting ready to buy. And I just couldn't come to closure that that's the right decision. So, but now the kid's here seeing a person, she'd probably be like, Dad, oh gosh, Dad, let's get that. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah. I like that.
Oh, I know you do. I held off. All right, so here is, she's getting all cleaned up. Look at that, the Mustang. Wow. Cool. Nice. And hey, let's listen to it start up, all right? Come on. Let's listen. Wait a second. How's it moving, right? Wow, that looks good. You know, that looks pretty sharp. That looks pretty cool. I'm getting a little excited here. I wish he'd put it up front next to my Tremor. That guy's gonna ding that thing. So let's move it. I got my Tremor up front. It's just Murphy's Law. No. I'm gonna use that. We're moving forward. I just want to come down and see it in person and get the deal done. So I'm gonna park it over there, and I'll pay the handicap fee if I have to. Oh, is the door okay? Wowsker. Let's see here. So it's so funny. You're literally waiting to hear the engine start up. I mean, for me, it sounded like, come on. This thing, you know, the golf cart, you know, so many people say it's the golf cart experience. You know, yes, it is. It is. I mean, there's no doubt. I'm a golfer. And yeah, does it feel like I'm driving a golf cart? Kind of how it's so quiet and moving around. Yeah. You know, I won't lie to you. All right, let's get this thing a little better look. So I'm going to put it over next to my Tremor. And get the real deal look. All right, so you know what's interesting is we got to go back to settings because it's whisper and unbridled or something like that. Okay, kind of do it like that there, and okay. So how's that there? So now that there. So now we got to go to our settings, which would be up here. And, oh, it's engage. So it's whisper. See there? Engage and bridle. All right, we got to get inside and sign some paperwork. All right. Outside the car here. A little better, you know, view. All right, so the expert salesperson is saying when you walk away from the car, it automatically locks itself. So that's pretty cool. And it's a no-brainer. You have the key in your pocket, it does that. If you have the key in the car, it's not going to happen, right? Yep. So it's like you can lock the key into the car. So here's kind of the walk around. You know, the wheels, I'm impressed. I really thought some wheel packages on these Mach-Gs, I think they're a little dorky looking. And this gives it more of the conventional gas engine type of wheel look versus the electric vehicle. As you know, some of these, the Teslas, they just kind of have that funky wheel. It makes it totally look like it's an electric vehicle. So this has the driving lights, right? Or does it? I mean, what's down here? Is this aero? I don't think there's any lights down there. Okay. Mach EX. Got a little something here. Right. Get back here for the... I like that, how it's automatically comes open. Back seats. You know, it's a pretty incredible thing. The amount of money you're spending on this car, and it's not like full leather, you know? I mean, kind of, you know, you just kind of think the amount of money you're spending, to me, the interior is nice, but it's a lot of money for a car where I feel like the interior, I think, could be done a little better. I think Ford could raise it up a notch. Okay, so 2 cup holders there. 1 cup holder here. Yep. Now, let's see here. So, a water bottle holder. Not really. You'd have to kind of put a water holder. The bottle would be sitting like on it, laying down. 2 here. That's a big gripe on the Ford Bronco. I'm a Bronco guy. Is that there's not enough, you know, cup holders. That's there. It's not bad. You know, but it's not great either. You know, if you're traveling, and these are little things that some people. What if this has the kick thing? Oh, it does. So I just did my foot. I just used my foot. It went like this. Can you? I don't know. So now the question is, if I kick, does it go down? Oh, wow. So it's hands-free, up and down. You walk up, got your hands filled up, do the quick swipe. That's pretty good. I like that. Okay. They didn't do the cover thing correctly, did they? So it just goes like that. That's pretty cool. Okay. Nice. You know, I'm already going, hey, the exhaust tips. Let's take a picture of the exhaust tips. Wait a second. No, I mean, literally, I was getting ready to say, where's the exhaust tips? Oh, my God. You talk about, yeah, am I the old guy that's so used to riding around in gas engines my whole life? Yep, I sure am. You know, this thing's growing on me. You know, I've had really mixed feelings, but even the Grabber Blue, I think the Grabber Blue is kind of a little stand out too much for me, but at the same time, it's pretty cool. You know, I think you kind of like, for me, look at my color. You know, look at this here. This is my color. Now, this is the color. I mean, wow, that's radical, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, exactly. And it's kind of love-hate. This Grabber Blue to me is you either kind of like it or you don't, you know? So, wow. I'm really getting excited. But here's what's really interesting is, see, I got Florida residents and Virginia residents, so definitely I'm glad they didn't drill holes yet for any front license tag, or, you know, so that'll be interesting how I make that work for me, so I don't want that happening. But at the same time, in the back here, and I like this feature, where's the assembly for the tag? Oh, down here. Okay, there it is. Good. Okay, good. Because I'm thinking, holy crow, don't do that. And oh, here you go. You know, plastic. Just, you know, that is the world of today. Brakes. Look at the brakes here. Seems like itty bitty brakes. But what people forget about on these cars is you've got wheel motors. So the wheel motors are assisting in the brake power. So it's not like you're just relying totally on that brake caliper. The wheel motors can assist on slowing the vehicle down. Not stopping it, but it does help, you know, help slow the car down with the braking. What's really cool here is this looks like that actually looks like that. That's what I thought that was at first, if you know what I mean. The front tail marker. So does it do like a remote start, but like a remote, you know, pre-condition the car? So let's see here. Let's look at the key. And so that's interesting. It doesn't really show anything there. It's probably on my app on your phone.
Yeah, and you can do it on your app. You can like set it up so you can like, you know, warm up. So if you're working at 8 a.m., if you want to heat the car up ahead of time.
Right. Yeah, so it's an app feature. It's not going to be on the key. It's going to be in the app.
Yeah.
Like my Ford Rewards Pass app. Mm-hmm. Right? Okay. I really like that. That is so cool. Awesome. I'm getting excited. This is a lot of money for an electric vehicle. And I've waited now over a year. I think about a little over a year. So right now, here's the thing. You know, I got my daughter with me. And, you know, I know she's heartbroken over that bullet. And it'd be very easy right now to say, hey, let's just go to the Mach 1. But, you know, right now, I'm just not there. And she just loves driving the trucks. She really does. In fact, what is she driving home tonight? She'll be driving the new F-250 diesel Tremor instead of the F-350 Tremor. She drives my F-350 Godzilla Tremor that looks just like this, but it's the gas motor. She drives that all the time. She loves that vehicle. So for me, I just feel like it's a little bit of a timeout, and we'll reevaluate down the road. And, you know, and think about our Mustang set up the right way. But for the immediate future right now, I want to have my first electric vehicle experience. I'd just rather go this direction at this time and take a little bit of a peace moment. And the kid has faith. I know she does. And I think actually she's going to want to drive this, and she'd be like, wow. Because, you know, I think she'll drive, like, wow, that thing is pretty neat.
And then you drive, it's a lot more fun, you think.
And what's so incredible is this will beat my GT500 off the line all day long. This is now my fastest, 0 to 60 vehicle I've ever owned. So that's pretty cool because, I've had all the Hellcats, the Red Eyes, a quarter mile, not so much. But 0 to 60, it's incredible how fast this vehicle is. So now, did we ever figure out if this is all-wheel drive or just rear-wheel drive? Did we ever look at that? It is. So we looked at the sticker shows us that. So let's see here. All-wheel drive. Awesome. Because I think that's important. Now, here's the next question. Is the tires, are these an all-season tire? I can only hope these are an all-season tire. Do we know?
I believe they are.
The way they look, I think they are. Okay, it's a Pirelli tire, it looks like. Am I right? Yep. Yeah, I can just tell by kind of like the design here, but it's a P0, so I would say that it's an all-season tire. The way it kind of looks. So even the paper, even the sticker here will show us probably on the information sticker. It'll probably say all-season tire. So no, actually they're summer tires. Oh my gosh. Wow. So I'm totally wrong.
It's too cold.
So wow, I'm so wrong on that. It's summer performance tire, which means this is an all-wheel drive car, but realistically it's not a really good vehicle to be driving around in the snow or cold weather.
It is a GT too.
Yeah, so right, as the salesman here is saying, hey man, you're buying a GT Mach Gt. You're not buying the regular. Yeah, I get it. All right, so awesome. All right, well, I guess it's time to give money to people and sign my life away again. And look at the diffuser. That's pretty. I mean, that's kind of pretty cool. A diffuser on an electric vehicle. We get what it's about, but look at the back end. That's pretty cool. I like the white lights. So you can go in if you want to warm up. All right, so the gentleman here, my salesperson, is saying, hey, here's the base model, which I talked about that in my video earlier coming down here. This is probably the $40,000.
Yeah, I think this one's all-wheel drive and it has extended battery, but it's...
Oh, it does. So it's probably a little bit more than that. It's probably more like a $50,000 car.
Like
right.
47.
Right. So how many kilowatt? We never did look at that on that window sticker. What's the kilowatt? Is this a 98 kilowatt? And I'm just going off memory. I'm not the Mach E expert by any means. I'm learning as I go. So up here, it usually says what it is, like right in here. I'm looking right at it. So it's 88 kilowatt. So it's 88. Is that the highest?
think the California Route 1 might have a little bit more.
Like a 92 or something, 94?
Yeah, because that has the longest distance out of all of them.
Right.
Does this have Magna Ride?
Well,
this one did have better suspension, like the Brumbos and everything. So I pulled that up because it actually does have the performance package.
Right. Let's look at that. So that's great information. That, you know, you're buying a GT and you say to yourself, you know, what are you getting out of this?
Ride.
Oh, it does show that there?
Yep.
Oh, awesome. So that's huge to me.
Yeah.
Magna Ride's huge difference in the way these cars, you know, handle on absorbing bumps, the roadway. So, okay, so that's good to know. And, you know, what's interesting is that even an option, though, in the GT, meaning can you pick that or not pick it?
So that's the thing. You can pick with the performance package. That's when you get the Magna Ride and the better brakes. But, yeah, you can choose between the two options.
So you can get a GT, you can get a Mach-E GT that would not have Magna Ride or the Brembo package.
Correct.
That's good to know because I'm glad they picked that. That's a great, I love that feature. Well, okay, good. So that's good information. If you're looking at the Mach-E GT, don't just assume since it's a GT that you're getting a Magna Ride and a performance brake setup and that wheel package. So probably the GT has a more electric wheel package than this having more of the performance wheel package.
Yeah, this thing's loaded up to the brim.
Wow, that's great. All right, let's go and see if the finance guy's ready for us. How about that idea? All right, we just bought the Grabber Blue Mach-E GT. Daughter's driving home my trimmer truck. She's like, Dad, I love this. I know she does, but oh my gosh, this is crazy. Would I have ever imagined that I'd be driving home a brand new Mach-E GT from Kuhn Sterling Ford, you know, yesterday morning when I was on a whole different mission of what I was thinking I was going to buy again, which I didn't feel good about that. And wow, just talk about crazy. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, what do I talk about now, right? It's like, hey, dude, you just bought another car, right? Yeah, I sure did. Yeah, an electric car, that is. Wow. All right, now, where do we go here? So let's go here, and this will probably show us sort of whisper. I'm going to definitely get it in the engage mode. And camera, let's see what the camera says. It's pretty cool, right? All right, now get into that. Get into this. There's so much freaking technology. I mean, what do you do next, right? Besides get out of that screen, controls. We don't even, you know, where's the radio, right? Where's the radio? Good. I mean, come on. This is crazy. Oh, there it is. There's radio. Oh, and I didn't even pair my phone. I haven't done that yet. Should have done that. Not a biggie. So let's go to Sirius Radio. And, okay, but you guys, I can't video while I'm doing that, but wow. A lot of things going on here. So I think for tonight, I mean, it's nighttime. I think I'm going to kind of keep, wow, pretty cool. The interior colors. I don't really know if you can get that well or not, but it's a blue theme, which you can change that. Now, just kind of listen to the car right now. So, you know, obviously no engine noise. And if you're on a good piece of road, pretty quiet. This has bigger tires on it. So definitely gets a little bit more of that rolling resistance noise. But, you know, in all reality, like right now, in all sincereness, if I was in a gasoline-powered car, would it really sound that much different? It really wouldn't. Now, sure, if I'm driving a, you know, GT500, a performance car, exhaust notes, yeah, but if you're driving a RAV4 or, you know, just a regular old, wow. If you don't think that today's cars aren't rolling computers, I mean, oh my gosh. All the information that's going on in this car right now, it's crazy. Oh my goodness. Pretty cool at nighttime driving this car. And they did good in that screen where it's not like, you know, blinding you. So the brightness is just right. Doesn't distract you. Loving the new Mach-E Ford Mustang Mach-E, that is. GT package, that is. Wow. Has the electrical vehicle captured me? All right, back home, and we got 125 miles. And I'm going to plug in the battery charger, and tomorrow morning, let's see what this thing says on the slow charge. What we get out of it. Oh, that's pretty cool. You can see these little lights in here. I can't see that. Interesting. Wow, what's that all about? I have no idea. Read the manual. Yeah, you heard that conversation? All right, so now let's go ahead and we can just kick it, right? You can do it. And let's grab our little power supply down here so it keeps on falling off. Don't know what that's all about. Guess you gotta snap it in better, but all right, so here's the power supply. So
Where's the spare tire?
there isn't one. It's like the Mustangs. You gotta repair kit. So let's get this out. Put that little hatch thing down. No. Hey, that's a good idea. Thank you. No. Well, all right, so here is the charging station. Interesting. Wow. A lot going on here, isn't there? Look at that. Crazy. All right, so here is your plug that goes in your conventional wall outlet. If you look right here. So this here plugs into that there. And then we plug this into the car. All right, got the cord. Cool. Cord's long enough for me to be able to extend it. So here you go. First time user, just plug in your unit here, right? And then we take and we get the little adapter, right? And we'll plug this in to this here. See here? Plug that in the top. See if it push it good down. All the way in. There you go. Now put it in the bottom one there. Hold on, let me get that cleaned up. Okay, see what you got.
Blue.
Yep, there you go. So let's go over here. And there's the lights. Look at that. Here's your little blue lights. Might not be able to see that, but charging.
Now someone could just
Wow.
Someone, if you're not looking, they just take it out.
You could.
And then
Silly kid.
Then you can't charge your car.
There you go. She's just loving the kid. The kid's not the fan of electric vehicles, just so you know. Not the fan. Now here's the 240, your washer dryer hookup. Actually, I have one of those in my house I could plug into, but I know how to make one of those. That's not a big deal. So cool. All right, we're wrapping it up. It's getting late. We'll continue on another adventure tomorrow. Thanks for watching Ice Age TV. Or I should say EV Age TV, right? Cool. This thing has the Ford Copilot Cruise. Awesome. That's exciting. A lot of stuff going on in this car. Figure it all out later. Time to go to bed.